mindful creativity for resilience. Mindful creativity. Didn't it just give you like a warm feeling in your heart when you saw that? Mindful creativity. You know, good word. So here's what I'm going to do with you today. I have an hour and a half, minus 7 minutes, and I'm going to give you an experience. Lots of experience in the front part of today. Because this is about your resilience. And a lot of that comes from, you know, filling up our own hearts with our own tools. Would you agree? I mean, it's really powerful to have these arts and healing techniques. But wow, when we do them for the normal population, which happened for me during COVID-19, I created a free sound healing clinic online. I saw over 200 people. I recruited 2 other people to do sessions, and that protocol is 30 minutes long. And I thought we would start with that. And then we're going to take a quick break, as I believe in short breaks, online classes. And we'll come back, and I do want to share a teaching that has been very instrumental to my happiness and sustainability in this field. Good? All right. So let's start with a very quick icebreaker. I always like to do online icebreakers. For one is for you to experience it, and 2 to demonstrate it to you. The first one is called the Found Sound Jam. You have 1 minute to look around you. It might be an office item, but you're going to create an instrument. I mean, I just went out on my deck and found aspen leaves. You know, so you have a minute to make a found sound instrument. We're going to put you on the clock now, and the music can start. And then come back in front of the screen and start jamming it to the music when you've got your instrument, like shoes. Oh my gosh, Ping, what is that?
It's a wish doll that I made years ago. The wish in the head and bells on it.
So cool. Oh my gosh, Maria. I'm going to spotlight a couple people. But you don't have to unmute unless you want to. Look at that! That is not a found sound. Come on. That's like your wand. It's your magic wand. Get around your house.
This is a pen, but it also plays like a nice, soft, mindful instrument, Christine.
It's a mindful instrument. That's great.
Yeah, it's very soft, but you can hear it. It has a sound.
I love it. Thank you. All right.
And it's great to see you, Christine. We met
you too.
many years ago in Florida. I trained with you and Maria. Look.
That's awesome. Thank you, Maria. Mm-hmm. Okay, what is that? Beatrice is playing something very interesting. Oh yeah, I love those African rattle-shaking things. All right, you guys are getting good. Everybody having fun? All right. I'm jamming on my Crocs. How many different sounds can you find on your instrument?
Okay, all right. There's so much going on.
Amy, that's very fun. Great example of found sound. Ingenuity. Madeline, I love it. of these I don't even know what they are. That's why I'm putting you up there. I'm like, what is she playing? Is it a bowl? Oh, cool. A glass. Look at how much there's a trio of glass sounds. Oh, a mouse jam. That's great. If you're lucky enough to have somebody at home with you, it's really nice to have a duo. Look at that duet. So cute. Okay, everybody a little softer. A little bit louder. Now, since it's the first session, let's get on the gallery view. Let's add a little movement. Let's add a little vocal if you feel up for it. You can just sing a little ooh yeah yeah yeah, ooh yeah yeah yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah yeah yeah. Yeah yeah yeah. Okay, here's the next idea. Sing your name into the session. So sing yourself here. Christine. Just open your mic whenever you want. Sing your name. UpBeat Drum Circles. Arts and healing.
Arts and healing, yes.
Let's close with the sound of the moon. We just had a big full moon. Bella Luna. Bella Luna. Bella Luna. Bella Luna.
Luna, Luna,
Luna Bella.
Luna llena.
Flow, flow, flow,
Luna. There you
flow.
go. Yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
La,
yeah,
la,
yeah,
la,
yeah,
la,
yeah, yeah,
la,
yeah,
la,
yeah.
Luna.
Move now. Move now.
Luna, Luna, Luna,
There you go.
Yeah, yeah,
Luna.
yeah, yeah. Okay, that was the end of the song. Perfect timing. Give yourselves a hand. You can, Heidi, you can turn the song off now or stop the song. Woo, let's take a breath.
That was good. Yeah. That's mindful creativity.
Mm.
For resilience. Just for a minute, hold up your instrument in the screen. Heidi, can you take a screen photo? This is the kind of picture I want to remember. Oh gosh, it's so great. Wow, Louise, I have one of those massage things. I never thought about using it as a tool. That's really great. That's really, healing. 1, 2, 3, say Luna. Luna.
Luna.
Great. All right, well, that'll be the cover for next year's workshop. People holding up pencils. Ooh, so how do you feel? Take a moment and put this in the chat box, maybe one word. That was just less than 15 minutes. But, there's a lot of metaphors in what we just did for the topic of creativity, right? You had to find the instrument, you had to create a way to play it, then you had to create a movement, then you improvised and sang your name. And this is something I'm using a lot more lately, is having people sing their name, play their name, drum their name to arrive. Joyful calm. And what in what we just did, what's a metaphor that applies to resilience from what we just did? You can open your mic or put it in the chat bar. Nice. Be oneself in community. Embodiment. Interdependency. Nice. Yeah. Joy of singing. Great. To me, I've worked with a lot of disaster and war zones. And Dr. Joan Borsenko did a research project on resilience. And she found that resilience comes from being reality based. If you think too high, oh, I can fix this in a day, it becomes depression. So we have to understand that we're in a field that is really powerful and potent, and you're not going to find it in the newspaper, right? We generate a lot of our work. And that resilience comes from the reality of knowing that that's the way it is out here. And also, I think what's going for us is that it's our time. We're during COVID, more people than ever went to sound healings, learned about art healing, learned about art therapy, music therapy. It was a time of education where people said, oh, I have to take a role in my wellness, right? Anybody agree with me? Like a global pandemic gave shed some light to this kind of work. So I'd like to now transition to this experience of sound healing. So if you have head buds, headphones or earbuds or ear heads, if you have ear heads, it'd be great to wear them. You don't have to be sitting in front of the screen because you're going to be receiving the sound. Oh, that's nice. Kathy wrote, resilience, come out of the head and into the heart, into the present moment. Beautiful. I'm just going to pop up the slide, a picture, I'm not a slide, but a screen share from my website. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yes, there it is. So you don't have to take notes because everything I'm going to share is on my website under this blog from our COVID sound healing pilot project, including the protocol you're going to experience right now. It's right here. And you can later look at the data that we took, very excellent data in pain reduction, stress reduction. Also, my favorite part of it was that 92% of people reported a lasting effect from being in this protocol. Many people had spontaneous healing imagery. I feel like sound and imagery and visualization is really important in healing work and resilience. And then lastly, there is a page you can go to and listen to the whole playlist. Myself, Gloria Taylor, Aaron Gannon, we made this playlist for people so that later, if they were not feeling well, they could listen to it. I'm not showing this today to you because I think you have COVID, right? It's because this is a 30-minute protocol. And I found this, this was trial and error for a year, lots of feedback. And what we found is that we can really shift our mood and boost our immune system through sound, through healing sound. So let's begin. So you don't have to be in front of the computer. You can just be wherever you want to be. It's going to take 30 minutes. And just receive this as a gift to your body, mind, and spirit, to your mindful creativity, to your resilience. It's really, yes, I'll put the website up for sure. I've got all the links organized, and I usually put them at the end when we get back in our brains. So let's take some heart time together. I'm just feeling into this moment, what an honor it is to play for you all, you who carry this work into the world in all the different modalities. It's really an honor to play for you today. So always begin and end with the same sound. I found that it helps bookmark an experience. So sound healing happens when we invite the sound where we need it. So if you feel my heart feels a little tired from this work, or my stomach or my shoulders, any point in the next 30 minutes, you can just place your hands there. It helps direct our consciousness to where you want to receive the energy, sound energy. That makes sense? Nobody's really here to watch you, so you can feel some anonymity at this moment. I mean, I wouldn't care if you took your picture off the screen, whatever you feel comfortable. So just putting your hands where you feel you need it. That's great. Ping's sitting in her beautiful chair. Yeah. And then just inviting the sound where you need it. So maybe take a moment and do a quick assessment to your own self, body, mind, and spirit. Where am I feeling burned out? Right? Where do I feel weak or pain physically? Where do I feel spiritually connected or disconnected? And just at your own pace, take a few slow, deep breaths into the belly, inviting the sound into your heart. Making a slow exhale, slowing down the nervous system. I like to begin with the branch flute, Native American flute, and this is a way to begin to connect to the heart. Melody is the medicine for the heart. You can close your eyes. Some people have imagery come in. We're just going to be in this flute energy for about 8 minutes, so just enjoy. And just take a breath. And then I would move to the frame drum. What I found really helps with the frame drum is toning. And sometimes I like to tone healing mantras, anything works. So for resilience, I thought I would just kind of use that Ra, just the sound Ra, connecting to the energy. So we'll be here for about another 8 minutes. So continue to notice some energy of rhythm for your body. Feel where you need some healing today. Where's your tension? Use your breath to release it. You can use your voice. However you feel as you receive this. So taking a deep breath, noticing where you feel the rhythm in your body. What did the drum bring out in you, the voice, the oldest drum, the frame drum? And then, because I really believe in songs, healing songs from traditional cultures, I like to close this part of today with this chant from the great Nigerian drummer, Babatunde Olatunji, who gave me permission to carry this healing song, Ara Mile. It's in Yoruba language, and it means, my whole self is well. So you can just say that or feel it in your field, Ara Mile. My body is well, my whole self is well. My mindful creativity is well. And I also found it was good to do something a little more activating during these healing experiences. So this does have a little groove to it. Aramileo, Aramile, Aramileo, Aramile. You know, sometimes if you feel like moving your body, that's also part of wellness. So it's up to you. You can stretch or dance or just breathe. Just saying nobody's listening to you, anybody, so it's completely private. Aramileo, Aramile, Aramile. Oh, yeah, yeah. Aramile, Aramile, oh, yeah, yeah. Aramile, 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 oh yeah, yeah. Aramile, 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 oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's better. Aramile, 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 oh yeah, yeah. Aramile, 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 oh yeah, yeah. My whole self is well. My creativity is well. My body is well. My mind is well. Aramile, 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 oh yeah, yeah. Aramile, 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 oh yeah, yeah. Just let the drum talk to your body. Medicine song, very old song, brings energy to your life mission, to your artistic creativity. Let it bless your work. Let it bless your spirit. Oh yeah, yeah. Just take a moment to take a deep breath. We're going to have a 5-minute break now. Before you go into your break time, take a few deep breaths coming back. If you feel comfortable, you can put maybe one word in the chat bar of what you received in that experience. And have a great break. Oh my gosh, Veronique is playing the same instrument as me. That is so great. That's never happened to me on the Zoom, so that's really cool. I wish I could add you to my spotlight, but I don't know how. Sorry. But that's cool. Oh, good. Kate has it too. See, this is really... Why don't you guys open your microphones? It should be fine. I mean, it's all just open sound. I love it. Hi, Diana. So good to see you. In any language. Thanks, Nadia, for bringing in Espanol, Spanish. She has her bilingual comment. I love it, Nadia. Release. That's a really big part of resilience. Energized, liberated, awakening, gratitude, comfort, bliss, inspiration. It's amazing slowing down. So helpful in our energy. Yeah, so just before the break, I'll just close by putting that link in the chat bar if you want to read the full story of our sound healing project and listen to the tracks anytime. They're open on my SoundCloud page. And just reading some lovely chat comments here. Yeah, you can listen to the flute and drum, and I recorded Aramile, and it's all on the SoundCloud page that's on the blog, which is a link to our idea of having more, right, healing sound available to people during difficult times. I kind of think it's a first response need. The closing thing I'll share before we go on our 5-minute break. So I'm just grabbing the link. There it is. The thing I want to share that was really amazing for me during this project, which went over a year long, was when I got COVID. 3 people who had been to my sound healing offered to do sound healing for me. So it was a real circle. And it was amazing. I can tell you what a difference it made, especially the first couple days of COVID. It really helped me. I was like, wow, this works. And the first day I was really down. I mean, some of the people I worked with, I couldn't even see them on the screen. They were just, laying down. And so that's just to say the origin of this is related to that experience. But I feel like this protocol in 30 minutes can be transformational and can be lasting. So I dedicate it to all of you for your resilience and your mindful creativity. And I'll see you at 5 minutes after the top of the hour. There. So welcome back, everyone. I'm just going to take a minute to put the links to my work up on the chat bar. There. My website and my YouTube channel, Instagram, and then if you click on the 4 Essential Rhythms of Life, it's a free, great video course. I filmed it in the Sierras, teaching 4 rhythms for renewal, and it's a great thing to have. It's just a 10-minute video, and it's just great for resilience. Drumming, right? Drumming is great for resilience. It definitely, I think, there's more and more drum circles coming back live and online, and that's a great tool. But it's a personal thing, this resilience, right? So we just have a few more minutes here. We have about 25 more minutes. And yeah, maybe there was any comments or questions about that experience we had together. What was it like for me to play your experience of playing all? Oh, it was great. Yeah. Thank you, Ping. Good question. Yeah, it was really an honor. It felt easier than ever because I know they're all in that field. So we're with like-minded people in this moment. So it was great. It was great. Was there any questions or comments about the experience before we go on?
I have a comment.
Great.
I find that the rhythm is really grounding for me. All of it was delicious. And when the rhythm happened, I found that I just wanted to move, even just small movement, and just the rocking combined with the rhythm really put me in another place.
Well, we did find in our statistics when we asked people, we surveyed everybody who came, and not everybody, of course, responds, but we did find out that the drum was the highest rated healing instrument. And I do think there was something to do with energy. When you're sick, you feel depleted. When you're burned out, you feel depleted. So I think there was something to do with the rhythm and the body.
Christine, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Please.
Okay, years ago you certified me as a drum circle facilitator, and I've been doing that. However, I'm into a different path now. So I see that when you began this approach today, you are using a lot of flute. I've seen other moments of yours playing the flute. What do you do instead? What other instrument or would you just use the drum as I've been using the drum?
Well,
I don't play flute.
That's a great question. Everybody understand the question? What if you don't play flute, right? So this protocol, this program I just designed for you all. I did because I took what I learned in that protocol of 30 minutes, the arc of that shape, which I'd learned by trial and error. I would try different orders, drum first, flute last. I tried everything, but I customized it for this group. So I chose the sound that fits for resilience. 2 days ago, Monday, I was invited to do a sound healing for a corporation for 68 executives on Zoom. And they gave me 15 minutes. And they said, here's what we're going through. Boom, boom, boom. And from what they needed, I designed the sound experience. I think this is the future, that more and more companies are going to do this kind of a thing. But the answer for you, Marie, and for everybody who's like, well, I don't play the flute or the frame drum, it's what I'm doing is I'm getting the vertical. I'm getting the high of the flute and the melodic of the flute with the rhythm, which is the earth, which is the body. Right. I think of it as the tree of music. The branch is the flute, it goes upward. The drum is the root or the trunk, it goes downward. And I'm trying to create, one of the people that helped in our program, Gloria Taylor, she just sang, played her guitar and used her crystal bowls. That's her gifts.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
I mean, I play ukulele, I play guitar.
Yeah.
Well, those instruments work too.
Yes, but you want to get melody because melody is a very healing aspect for the heart. So whether it's your voice, right? You have a great voice. We heard you singing. So I would say voice in the drum. And why all of this comes down to a biological reason. We are all
Mm.
instruments.
Yes.
We have two innate instruments of our body, our rhythm of our heart, and the
Right.
melody of our voice. Every
Right.
human being is wired for that combination. So that's why it's powerful. And I've really embraced learning more songs this year and learning more, intentional healing songs. So good question. Well, I see a couple other hands, Anna and Kathy.
Hi. Oh, Kathy, I think you were first. Go ahead.
My, you just spoke to the rhythm from out there. I'm wondering if you are looking for rhythms that are similar to
Kathy, I'm sorry, it's hard to hear you. Maybe if you turn your sound up, or it's like cutting in and out.
let me try. Um,
I don't
like
like
sound.
you. Still kind of choppy, but you could always write it in the chat
Put it in
bar.
the chat.
Yeah. Okay, Anna. Go ahead, Anna. Your mic is open. You can ask your question. Or is it Anna Rayner? Go ahead.
Anna, it's
Hi.
your
So,
turn to ask your
oh,
question.
okay. So can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I noticed that you played the Koshi chimes, and I took a little introduction to sound healing class recently. So I was introduced to some of those instruments, and the instructor said she had a set of 3. And then they came on a nice little stand, and they weren't too expensive, even with the stand. But I thought if I was to just buy one to use in some
Yeah.
art therapy workshops, which one of the 3 would you recommend to start with?
Well, there's actually great question. I like your background. I like you creative, very creative background
Thank
there.
you.
There's 4 of them. They're for the
Oh,
4
there's
elements.
4. Okay.
So the main one I used is the air, and I just liked the sound. You can listen to them online.
Okay. Oh, you can before you buy them. So they're air, fire, earth, and water. Are they
Yeah.
linked to those sounds?
Yeah, and this one's a little more minor.
The air. Okay, great. Thank
The
you.
air is more major. So that's what I mostly used. But
They're
they
beautiful.
sound
And I
great.
noticed a couple of other people had them, and they're easy to transport. I have one of the singing bowls, a pretty large one, not easy to transport.
Now let me teach the technique of how to play it. Watch very carefully, everyone.
Yeah. It's the circle, right?
I
Swirling
mean,
in a
I'm just
circle.
kind of joking because it's like, I
They're
kind of
easy.
treat it as like a pendulum. Sometimes I go forward and back. Sometimes I spin. Sometimes spin to the right or the left. Okay, so I have a few questions to answer, but first I'm going to pause our questions because I want to cover something. It was what I came to teach you today. When Ping invited me, I wanted to teach you this because it's changed my life. It's been like a critical backbone of my career. And it's called The 5 Keys to Mastery. Anybody heard this work before? Okay, so this is going to be a great teaching for you all. I don't have a slide, I don't have a handout. I want you to write them down. So they came from George Leonard's work. He was the founder of Esalen Institute, kind of considered the father of the personal growth movement. He's a beautiful, I got to hear him speak at a conference I was hired to do a drum circle for master coaches. And this man walked out and he looked at everyone and he was dressed in an Aikido clothes. And he said, "What's the meaning of life? Why are we all here?" That was his opening. And I said, okay, there's something I'm going to learn from this man. And my friend Dave Lind created a movie about it. I put the link in the chat bar. But this George Leonard studied every master. Did not matter the discipline. Art, drama, music, did not matter the discipline. He said, what makes someone a master? And all these people are icons. He studied Carlos Santana. He studied Olympic athletes, actors. He studied B.B. King. The movie's great, but I want to tell you the keys because they've really informed my life. And Nadia's already been through this with me in the Master Coaching Program, but the first one is discover your passion. Because everything starts from our passion. You know, my mother says that I was playing piano when I was 2. Like, I think our creative voices come out really early in life, don't you think? When I see kids that are just, you know, they sort of have it and then they suppress it or they're supposed to be something else, you know. So follow your passion is the first step. So just put in the chat bar, what's your passion? What's the passion you have followed? Because it's no small thing. That is no small thing, especially against the odds. You know, we followed our passion. Yeah. Oh, good. There's more poets on the call. You know, my passion was just generally music. I didn't discover drumming till I was, you know, because I was told I didn't have rhythm. So I had to overcome my feeling that I was rhythmically impaired and then discover that, in fact, I could play rhythm, like with my hands versus sticks and counting. So sometimes we, even in later life, right, we discover new passions. I hope so. I hope we're always finding new passions. Great. So the second step, I figure we're already at that step. So the second step is get a guide. And I updated that step to get a community because I feel like to say a guide is a kind of a masculine perspective on things, and nothing against you, George Leonard, but I feel like the idea of a community is guiding me. I mean, I moved to Jackson Hole, Wyoming 4 years ago. I left my community in Encinitas. I felt very supported there. Lots of sound healing people, a lot of music people, a lot of poets. I was in all these activities and I came here and I was like, where's my community? You know, because I have to have that. That's how we grow. We test songs on each other. You know, who has a community like that? Live or online, doesn't matter. So there's not enough hands up. Really? Who has a community like that? So get a guide or a community of guidance is how I call that step. And who here has a guide? You know, when I come back from difficult experiences, I call Arthur Hall. He is a great teacher of mine, drum circle facilitation teacher of mine. And he gets he tracks me. You know, you have those people you want to tell them about your struggle and they go like, well, why are you in art therapy again? Like they're not tracking. They can't really quite hear you, right? Kate has been that for me. Kate Richards, who's here in Urban Voices. We've had deep connection talks about, you know, our path in this field. You have to have that guide, or it can be that collaborative guide where you have a friendship and it's back and forth. But when you're starting, you really, really do need a guide, don't you? Ping has created this whole network for us. But we really do, you know, we're like, is this a field, by the way? I love drumming, but is there something I can do with this? Like, what's going on here? All masters have had a guide. You know, you get those random people that are self-taught. I'll take the questions when I finish the list. Cool? So just write it down. And the third step that's really important is practice, practice, practice. Which I updated to play, play, play. Because it is really true that we can get burned out in this field because we have performance anxiety. Anybody know what I mean? Like, I was thinking a lot about this because we're using the arts. The arts in the Western culture are connected to performing, right? So we're not, though. I shouldn't have performance anxiety, but because I'm playing an instrument and people are listening, it's a natural, unfortunate paradigm I'm trying to let go of. Because I'm not performing, I'm transforming. And I can tell myself that, but there's still a little residual like, putting myself out there. We say that, right? So the more I practice leading, facilitating, talking on Zoom, the more comfortable I am. I interviewed people after Health Rhythms training, and people said it took me 8 sessions to feel like I understood the program. I was confident at the program. So why do we try something and get mad at ourselves, and then we create that burnout on ourselves? Like, I didn't do good. Anybody know what I mean? So this step is really important because maybe we just need more practice. How do we practice? We create those circles of community to jam with. We create chances to do our work where it's not a big audience and you can feel more comfortable. You invite people over and do these things. We're doing more than healing arts here, right? We're really transforming ourselves. And the more I get to change my life in that way, the more I get to interact with artists and poets and drama, and I feed that to myself, the more, I have practice at this. The 4th step is really important. Visualize the outcome. Visualize the outcome. How many people do visioning boards? Not too many hands. Go to Nadia's class. I want to screen share my vision boards. I started making, I'll show you one of them. I made this one. So I was working as a board certified music therapist and working with, social work. And then I wanted to be in the wellness movement. So I made this vision board. And I used pictures of myself. I used pictures from teachers of mine. There's Reverend Michael at Agape in there. I used pictures of famous musicians. There's Zakir Hussain, Suzanne Tang. And it's so funny that I put a picture of a child in Iraq I worked with. And then in the center, I had these words. And all of them have really come true. I even put the word coaching back then, and I didn't have any idea I was going to be doing coaching. I put the word online on there, and I teach online a lot. Yoga conference. I just taught at the yoga conference last week. It's just really crazy how powerful that practice is. For those of you who've done a vision board, have you had that experience with it? Like, why does that work? Because we got to get our mind. We're mostly visual learners, right? So when we see that, we go, oh, okay, that is who I'm becoming. And it's just a powerful tool. But besides that, just visualizing, whenever you're going to go to an event, take time to imagine the best case scenario. Because I tend to be driving somewhere and I'm like, oh, what if this goes wrong? And what if that goes wrong? It's probably going to go wrong. And can you think of the best case scenario? Maybe one person will have a breakthrough. Maybe one beautiful thing will happen. Maybe I'll get out of the way and let it happen. Because we're really not in charge of this work. In a way, we learn, but we bring in this lineage that's holding us here. We're just really bringing back to humanity what's been missing. This is how life used to be in the highest times. In the times of tribal life, people sang and danced and drummed and painted and created art. This is for healing, absolutely for healing. So we're really bringing that back. Our job, our mission is really powerful. And the last step, and then I'll take comments or questions, and this is a very powerful step because you do get to this stage in your life. Oh, did I take down the screen share? Yes, I did. Okay, good. You get to this stage in your life where you got it. You started your practice, you're working, you've got yes, we get burned out for sure. I get burned out. I'm working hard on my time management so that I have time to do the things that feed me. Stephen Covey has a great phrase. He says, schedule your priorities. Don't prioritize your schedule. So I try to schedule my, self-care, my soul care. But this is the 5th step of all mastery. And it's called play the edge. And what it means is push your work, push yourself. go to a war zone. That was my edge. Teach, go volunteer in a place of high need. Go just push your edge, play your edge. A lot of masters have done volunteer work in intense places. One of the best psychotherapists in San Diego, Dr. Brian Ullman, he worked with Holocaust survivors in Germany. And he just felt like, that's my niche. I'm going to help those people. And it informed his work. And he's so amazing teacher. And he says, everything I learned for wellness came from that, from working with trauma. So playing the edge, what does that mean for you? Has there been something that's called you to do, that you felt, it's your edge when you feel scared to do it, when you feel you're not ready. It also tells you it's your edge. But the mastery is nobody could run a 4-minute mile until someone did it, until someone said, I'm going to do it. And, the work that you're doing here in this organization, breaking into boys and girls clubs, things that people said couldn't happen. Hospitals are using arts therapy now, healing arts. So things that we even collectively, society has to play the edge. So, because when we start one of these, everybody goes, oh, it's possible, right? So those are the 5 keys. I'm out of time. I would like to take some questions, but just write them down. And the question I ask myself a lot is, what step do I need to focus on? Maybe it's remembering that I found my passion. Maybe it's remembering that I need my community or my guide. Maybe it is a coaching session. That helps me a lot. Maybe it's practicing more. Maybe it's creating some opportunities to play the edge. Maybe it's I need to slow down and make a vision board and really look at it more often. So just put the step in the chat bar that resonated with you today. And just know that just finding your passion is such a important way to live this life, that we're choosing our work. We're not doing what was mandated because of our gender or our parents or our any kind of thing. We're really, the healing arts, it's full of people who heard that call, right? Heard the call. I'm looking at Kata and Ken, and they go to Mexico and work with this village, and they've brought Remo drums to these kids. Their work is so heartwarming and beautiful. And I'm sure that was edgy for you when you first went there, to just go to a village in Mexico and work with kids in a school and create drumming and, so good. I'm seeing people write things. And then I'll take some questions if there's any questions. Maybe we just can have
I see
4
your
more
hand.
minutes.
Jaquez,
Thank you.
yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, I was trying to ask you after we finished your musical part, the chant that you were doing, is that man a musician? And if so, could you write his name down in the
Yeah.
chat? Thank you.
Sure. Thanks for your question. Sorry I missed that earlier up there. I did see that in the chat bar. So he is not living in the body anymore, but it's Baba Tunde Olotunji. From Nigeria. He's got a lot of recordings. He recorded with Santana, I think, as well. And I recorded that, and he has a recording of Aramile as well. I think it's called Drums of Passion. Chelsea.
Really lovely experiential. Thank you, Christine. Just was curious how you handled the music quality and the reverb over Zoom.
Sure. I use original sound, and now Zoom has all these high def audio factors, and I use the Focusrite interface USB. I use just a $100 Shure microphone, vocal microphone, and then I have a reverb box so that I can just tap my foot and put on reverb. And that box goes into the Focusrite. The Focusrite is like a mixer for USB connections to computers. it's a really good point. The other thing I really emphasized is having people listen with earbuds or headphones or in their stereo, because the sound quality you get off of a computer or a phone, even just having it, any external microphone, even if you sing into an earbud versus your phone microphone, it will be better. So good question. What else?
Christine, I wanted to get back to Kathy's question since she had been breaking up when she asked it. And it's a little far up in the chat. So I'll just read it for you. It's with the healing music that you create. Are there certain rhythms that you use, maybe that relate to the human body rhythms, or would any rhythm work?
Yes, I mostly found that I either have to choose between 3/4 and 4/4. So I'm either going lullaby style, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In the beginning, I did a lot of fancy, and then I ended up discovering that it's more trancy when you just go. Did you notice that? It's just like more consistent. And then I do change, usually about halfway, I increase the beat. Or I choose 4/4. But I always start slower, and I usually try to change the rhythm just a little bit, just to kind of get out of that fatigue. Is like, ooh, lift people up a little. So great question. And the other rhythm that I use a lot is the heartbeat. It's amazing how I usually use this Remo buffalo drum, the Bahia buffalo drum. I mean, sometimes I would just put the reverb on and just chant over that. I mean, just listening to a heartbeat is very healing, I do believe. And then when I do Baba's chant, I use the traditional African, Nigerian rhythm pattern that goes with that song. Because I believe when you use a cultural song, it's really good to honor it in that way. Good questions.
Christine, I wanted to clarify my question earlier, which is, how healing is it for you to actually be playing and chanting, for example, compared to what is the difference between receiving it and delivering it?
Well, I wouldn't call it healing. I would just say that until I really get myself out of that performance anxiety, because I'm looking at a screen of all of you, so it's natural to feel a little nervous, So I would say though that in that course of that year, it totally boosted my immune system, playing that often for people, in that consciousness of doing something for someone besides myself, like getting out of the ego, doing for others. And it really developed my skills. Now, that whole project was volunteer. So talk about playing the edge. So in a way, I was more relaxed because nobody was paying me. I felt more free. So I do want to share one announcement before we close. I'm trying to close out. And I have a project that I'm going to be launching in January that I want to invite you all to. Some of you are in that project already, but I'm just going to briefly tell you about it. I'm very excited about it. It's called the Global Rhythm Sangha. It's a 1-year course, and we have these beautiful masters from world cultures teaching us healing rhythms or spiritual and uplifting rhythms. This is a picture of who's teaching next year, and it's $39 a month, and it's a community. We get together on Zoom. We have people from all over the world, 11 countries this year, and I got continuing education credits for music therapists. So we're excited about that. Anyway, that I want to tell you, if you're not on my email list, jump on my website. I put it in the chat bar, and it'll be in what Heidi said later. Please stay in touch, because I'm always playing the edge. It seems to be something in my personality type. That is a step I like. I've learned to get used to that anxiety and just go for it, because I know it's going to advance my skills. I know I'm going to fail. I know it's not going to be perfect. I'm tired of being so self-critical. I have to let that go. And it's a good thing to do on this full moon. So thank you all very much.